So today I wanted to bring you 5 different beauty switch-ups, beauty substitutes, meaning using products not for their recommended use, but getting a better use out of them. Now, I don't know about you, but I always love to find different ways to multitask using products, especially when I travel. Instead of packing, let's say I have 2 things to do, instead of packing 2 different items, I can pack one that does both. And I just wanted to share with you a couple of those beauty switch-ups that I know and a couple ways to maybe use products that you're not using for their recommended use. And of course I would love to hear in the comments or in video responses of what you guys do or what your favorite products are or how you use products that they're not supposed to be used. So the first one is actually using conditioner, is shaving cream, and this goes along with one of those when I'm traveling, I don't want to pack a lot of stuff. You guys know that I do prefer to wax, and if I'm modeling then I do have to wax just because of the way things work. But there are times that I shave, and I think that this is a great tip, and what it is to use your conditioner as your shaving cream. Conditioner is very, very soft, it's very soothing, and it really helps the razor glide and just to cut off those hairs, because that's what shaving cream is meant to do. And what I like is that usually conditioner, shaving cream, I've noticed it gets white and foamy. And you try to shave and you'll get shaving cuts because you can't exactly see what's going on. I've noticed that conditioner for me actually works better because not only does it soften the hairs, making them easier to cut, but it also you can see what's going on, so you don't have that as much of a risk of cutting yourself. And especially when traveling, now I don't need to pack shaving cream. If I'm not going for modeling, then I can just pack this and I can use it as a conditioner and a shaver or shaving cream. And it works really well, so I would recommend it. The next tip is actually something that there goes the phone. Now this next tip I never thought I would do, and I actually thought it was unsafe until I really thought about it logically and then tried it. And you guys know me, I looked at the ingredients, I was like, is there anything in here that's gonna harm me? This is one of my favorite eye creams. It's just from CVS, La Roche prosay, or however you say that, because all you French people have these amazing words that I can't pronounce. Meh. Even though my mother goose speaks French, I'm really jealous. This is the Hydrophase Eyes, but I don't use this just for my eyes. And have you guys ever had it where you have really, really chapped lips? Really dry, chapped, cracked lips, and you're putting on chapstick and you're putting on lip moisturizers and stuff like that, and they help a little bit, but then the second you go outside or the second you get in the sun, they just peel even more. And for me, whenever I wear lip gloss that has petroleum, my lips start to peel. The sun is magnifying the rays and the petroleum on the lips and all that jazz. But what I've actually noticed, because I've tried a lot of exfoliators and hydrators, what I've noticed, and something that I actually read up on, is actually using eye cream for your lips. And the reason why is that eye cream is very hydrating. That's what helps take down those bags, and we have under eye bags on Talkin' Tuesday that I'll link you to get rid of the under eye bags and everything. But eye creams are great for, decreasing that under eye bagginess, the color, the texture, the puffiness. But they're very, very hydrating. So when I was told to use this stuff on my lips, I was like, oh heck no tech, no, it's gonna ruin my lips, it's not safe to ingest. But when you think about it, if it's safe to practically go in your eye, because you're putting it below your eye, chances are you might get it in your eye. If it's safe enough to go in your eye, it should be safe enough to go on your lips in case you accidentally ingest it. So do I recommend ingesting stuff? No. Of course you should look at your eye creams and make sure there's not something in there that you shouldn't eat, but technically it should be safe, and I've actually noticed eye cream is much more hydrating than lip hydrators. Granted, I have not tried every lip hydrator out there on the market, but who would have thought eye cream for your lips? It actually really works, and if you exfoliate before with some people say toothbrush, I'm not okay with that. I use an actual lip exfoliator, but if you exfoliate with that and then apply this, it's just wow, moisture pop. The next thing is actually something I did today, but it's actually using concealer for your lips. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I have a really hard time with nude lipsticks. I have a couple that I like, but it's pretty difficult for me. What I've actually realized is if you can use concealer on your lips and then just put a little bit of gloss over it, it gives you a great nude lip, and it actually stays on longer than a lot of lipsticks, because concealer is meant to stay on, you know what I mean? And don't just apply it from the tube, because then if you try to put it back on your face, you're going to get mouth bacteria on there. Obviously take it off and put it on. But that's actually what I did today, and then I applied a lip liner and then a little bit of pink lip gloss, so it's not as completely nude as my face. But this is a great way to actually get, because also when you try on lipsticks, not every time are you going to get a color that looks good on you, because different people have different colors that look good on them. But when you use a concealer, it's already in your shade, So then you could just add a little bit of color, whether it's a gloss or lip liner or whatever, and all of a sudden it looks a little bit different, but it still complements your skin tone, because technically it is. This is one of my favorite concealers. It's a very, very full coverage concealer. Obviously, if you want a less full coverage lip, like a less nude lip, like it's still nude but you can still see your color through, you may want to go for a less thick concealer. I would only recommend kind of stick concealers for this though. I wouldn't know about like the pat-on. I guess that could work, but I don't really know. But that is a way to get a really nude lip, and again, one of those things, if you're traveling and you don't want to take a nude lipstick with you, all you have to do is take a pink gloss and take this and then put on your face and then take a little bit off and put on your lips and then put on a pink lip gloss, and all of a sudden you got 2 products out of 1. Woo! Happy dance time! This next one is actually one that I love, and this is actually how I used up chapsticks that I didn't use anymore. I love this chapstick. This is a healing chapstick from Burt's Bees. You can just get it at the drugstore. It's CVS or Walgreens or Walmart. I don't know. Walmart is so funny. Have you noticed if you go in there, they have like better prices than anywhere else, but it's always just like 2 cents less. It's like, it's really funny. And you wouldn't think that people would go all the way to Walmart just to save 2 cents on a certain item, but you do. And I've been to a Walmart once or twice before. I've never really had a Walmart around my area, but my boyfriend has one out where he lives. So I went there, I was like, oh my god, everything's cheaper. Even though it's just like by a penny. But it really makes you want to go buy it because it's less. It's like, wow, I feel special. Someone cares about me. Anyways, so as far as Burt's Bees lipstick goes, or chapstick, any chapstick really, is that it works as a great cuticle cream. Cuticle creams I'm kind of iffy about. Mainly they're just a waxy texture that's meant to condition your cuticles and kind of help out your nail bed. Chapsticks work the same way. And what I love is that some chapsticks have SPF in them, which is great because we put on sunscreen to protect our body, to protect our face. A lot of times we forget putting sunscreen on our hands, and a lot of people get skin cancer there, especially if you're like, you know, one of those girls that goes and get their manicures done all the time. That UV light over a long period of time could cause problems. So when you use this, not only does it condition, but if it has SPF in it, the more the merrier. It'll help protect that nail bed even more. So if you don't use your chapsticks, or if there's one that you don't like, you can use that there. Or if you do use your chapsticks, or you just have an extra one, you can just use that and it works like perfect. And I love it, and it's very conditioning and it's very hydrating, and I like it a lot. The very last tip is probably something that people have done before. I've never dyed my hair a different color. You guys know that. I've used the temporary like blues and pinks because I used to be a scene kid. I was like, yeah, plugging my hair in today. It would like poof up and then I would color it different colors. But I've never actually full on permanently dyed my hair. But for those who do, using mascara is actually a great tip. My mother goose is one of those ladies who completely dyes her hair, and what happens is that when you dye your hair, of course, it's going to grow out more. So the more those roots grow out, the more the natural color is going to show. This may seem pretty self-explanatory, but if you take some mascara, of course if you're red, you want to take a red mascara. Of course if your hair is blonde, you want a blonde mascara. Of course if your hair is black, you want a black mascara or brown mascara. You don't want to put a black mascara if your blonde roots are showing, you know what I mean? Or unless you've dyed your hair black. I'm not really making any sense. But what you can do is that find a mascara in your dye color, and you can actually use this on the roots of your hair so that when it starts to grow out and when it starts to like show your natural color, this can be like between dye touch-ups. So that way you can have this in your purse, you can just touch it up so it doesn't look like your roots are showing, but it'll save you a little bit more time before you have to run back to the hair salon. So those are just 5 little tips and tricks of swaps and switches for beauty. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, if you have any other ones, I would love to hear how you use the product for its non-intended use. And I love you guys so much, and I'm gonna go put some eye cream on my lips and start coloring my cuticles with some chapstick. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Love you guys. Bye.